All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming and Tech Reviews. I'm Andrew, and today I wanted to give you my first impressions on the Logitech RS50. Now, I just got this yesterday. I literally stayed up for a while. I put about 5 hours into this yesterday after getting it set up and then doing some driving and stuff, testing out a bunch of my freaking games. And so I want to give you my first impressions on this because you guys know, if you've been here for a while, you've probably seen my coverage of the Logitech G Pro, and I absolutely just basically was not feeling that well. Like I was actually quite disappointed in the overall user experience, like getting that thing set up, you know, like, and I'll explain this in just a second, but like getting that thing set up as like a, you know, and just getting in and playing games. Now, when I test out my wheels and stuff, I usually try to test these out in like default settings, and there's a reason for that. A lot of people probably don't understand why I do that. They're probably like, well, why don't you set it up and take the time to do all this? Let's just be real. Most people that buy something like this, they're gonna take it home and they're gonna set it up, and they're gonna want like a plug and play experience. They're just gonna want to jump in and they're gonna want to do that. They don't want to have to do all the technical stuff that comes along with some of the stuff. And you should, let's be real, if you're spending $1,000+ on a piece of like equipment like a steering wheel and stuff, you should probably do a little bit of what do they call that, research or whatever, to just learn how to use it and stuff like that. But let's be real, most people aren't going to do that. A lot of people just want that plug and play experience. So I try to accommodate that in a way that gives users or potential people that are going to buy this, I want to know, and that's why I test it this way, is how plug and play is it? Like, how plug and play is that experience? Can you put it together, plug it in, jump in, and start racing right then and there, and then over time learn? So the most important thing for every wheelbase that I buy is that day one usability without having to stress yourself out, to just get in there and be able to play and have some fun. So guys, rating that, the Logitech RS50, on the plug and play ability of this little bad boy is, yeah, this thing gets a 10 for that. This gets a 10. So you guys saw me plug it in the last video. You saw me get right in there, start playing, not an issue, worked perfectly on the Settle Course Rally. That was pretty good. Now, in my 5 hours last night, the only setting that I needed to change on this wheelbase to get it to play with other games like Forza Motorsport or some other stuff is I had to put the Logitech RS into Logitech G Pro compatibility mode, which essentially, if the game does not natively support the RS Pro or the RS, the RS50, is what happens is it has the Logitech G Pro translation that will, you know, essentially let it pretend or something that it is the Logitech G Pro for games that do support it. You know, like I was playing, I was at first, I mean, I was going through a few minutes there where I was like, dang dude, this sucks. How do I invert the, you know, the steering and stuff like that? Because there were games, you know, in here that were like, that just felt horrible, just felt rotten. And by the time I got to Forza Motorsport, which was, you know, about halfway through my testing and stuff, I was like, okay, what am I doing here? Why isn't this working? Like, why isn't this working? And so I looked it up. I'm like, well, how do I get this to work? You know, because I was like, there's no way that I'm not gonna be able to play this game during my testing. And that's how I found out that you have to put it into Logitech G Pro compatibility, because I'm looking around for the wheel in there and I'm seeing G Pro support. Like, I'm seeing G Pro and I'm like, okay, well, so I put it on G Pro, and then I noticed, you know, like after looking it up, it's like, oh, put it in compatibility mode. And I'm like, what? So I get in here into the base, because you can get into the base right here, and you can as soon as it freaking reboots up. I pulled the steering wheel off. Oh, you can't do nothing with the wheel off. I wanted to show you guys the this right here. So you put that on there, and then you can go in here, and then you just come all the way down right here, and it says compatibility. You click that, and then you put it in Pro Wheel, RS Wheel, Pro Wheel or RS Wheel. So Pro Wheel. If you leave it in Pro Wheel, you're basically going to have support for most of that stuff. So let me pull this wheel back off, because this is the one thing I wanted to show you guys. This is the MOMO wheel. It's going to cost you right around 180 something bucks, almost $200 just for this. And then obviously you hook it to your Logitech wheel hub, which is, I actually like the quality of this. Like if I was comparing this to, say, I'm actually like hooked into the seat right now because I got it set up. But to be fair, we will compare this to the gosh dang it, what is it? The Thrustmaster Evo wheel. So both of these are 320 millimeters. And these are what I basically use for rally, is a bigger wheel. And so with the Thrustmaster Evo versus this is going to come out to being more expensive than the Evo wheel itself. If you had to buy because you're going to have to buy another hub. If you want to use other wheels, you're going to have to get more hubs. And the hubs are a couple $100. The wheel was a couple $100, so like $400. And I think this one here cost me like 320 or 350. That's just an expense that you're gonna, if you want a bigger, better wheel for your sim racing equipment, yes, you are gonna pay the money. But I will tell you, this wheel right here and this wheel right here, when it comes to playing rally games, they're kind of a must. Like they are a must-have if you're a rally racer. You want 320. My Fanatec wheel, 330 millimeters. I got the RS330 for that, and it feels incredible. So this one right here, this Thrustmaster, I'm not even gonna lie. Like this is, out of all three of them, this is by far my favorite. I love the leather, and I love the big things here, the big old freaking paddle shifters. I love that. And like you look at the paddle shifters on this, and they are like a fraction of the size. I mean, this is by far my favorite. The second one would probably be my Fanatec, my RS350, because I got bigger paddle shifters that I can put on there. When it comes to these two, these are a lot closer. Logitech and Thrustmaster. The Fanatec overall, aside from the wheelbase, I'll just tell you this now, like if you want like premium wheels and premium like everything, Fanatec right now is that, like these two just aren't even getting close to that right now. They're just, I mean, they're fairly close. Like, don't get me wrong, they're fairly close, but like Fanatec just has, you know, like their CS stuff, their CSL is closer in terms of like the quality of what you would get out of this stuff. But when you start getting up into the higher like podium and all of that stuff with Fanatec, like the quality just gets significantly higher. And I don't think Thrustmaster or Logitech are really offering products in that higher category just yet, but they're close enough to where you're like, oh man, it doesn't even matter. Like I said, I love that RS50, but here is the Momo. Now this is a Momo wheel that's customized for Logitech. So at the end of the day, like this suede filling right here is pretty nice, but you have these like little grips right here on here that kind of make it a little bit weird for rally. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of gives you like this, like your hand will slide across it and it kind of bumps. And with this here being like a suede covered wheel, it's actually quite weird. But this wheel has a lot of flex right there in that. Oh, let me put it back on here because now we can have it on. It has a lot of flex in that, like right here. You see this like awesome, like, let me get you a little bit closer so you can see this, but look, like you can legit push this wheel in. So if you're like trying to hit your brakes, be careful, but you shouldn't have to be doing that. But it is kind of wild. It is kind of wild. Okay, so let's talk about this driving experience. Okay, after figuring out the compatibility mode thing. I tested this wheel now on essentially everything from, like Test Drive Unlimited, the Crew Motorfest, freaking EA Sports WRC, like this, because, okay, so EA Sports WRC actually has True Force compatibility, and when you're like on that game, oh, wild. It is wild. I'm not even joking. Like, that is freaking wild. Like, you feel a lot of grip, a lot of stuff like that. Assetto Corsa Rally feels incredible. Assetto Corsa freaking Competizione felt incredible on here. You've got like this wheelbase is quite freaking special. And when the more I think about it, guys, the more I think about it, both the Logitech RS50 and the Thrustmaster T598, they both have the ability to convert sound into feeling that will give you even more tactile feeling while you're driving, while you're playing your favorite racing games. So when I'm playing Assetto Corsa Rally on my Fanatec DD Pro, it feels just like any other sim racing game. You know, you've got your force feedback and stuff. You know, you can feel your suspension, your body movement, stuff like that. Like, you can feel all of that, and it feels fine. Like in seclusion, you would never even know the difference. Like, you would feel pretty good. But once you go to the T598 or the Logitech RS50, you get granularity in how your tires feel on the road. Like, you can tell the surface. You can tell when you're on the tarmac. You can tell when you're on gravel. You can tell when you're on the freaking grass, the difference. And where that was really, really pronounced is like some of the best feeling that I've felt yet on this wheel is Forza Motorsport. Believe it or not, when you're on, I was on Kailami, and I'm doing that big sweeping, you know, there's like that right turn, that big sweeping right turn. And I actually got close enough to where my front tire touched that grass, and I instantly felt that, instantly knew that my tire had hit grass, and instantly was like, oh my gosh. Going around the rumble strips felt incredible. Going out and touching the freaking rocks on the side of the track. I'd gotten pushed, and I kind of just went straight before you get into that last turn. Right before the last right turn, there's the other right turn that you got to make, and then you slow down, you go left, and then back up over and right. Well, I got pushed off to the side, and so I went into the freaking rocks, and you could even feel the track surface change from going from tarmac to rocks on the side of the road. Now, this is the exact feeling I had when I utilized the Logitech G923 before I donated that to my nephew on that Next Level Racing GT Junior. Or yeah, that freaking cockpit's so badass for like the youngsters. And the G923 absolutely would buy that, or even a T128 or even a T248 on that would actually be like the perfect setup for your youngsters, you know, anywhere from like 8 to 16 years old. Absolutely incredible. But then you look at this, like this Logitech, guys. Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. After my experience with the Logitech G Pro, honestly, I think there's just a setting in there that for some reason is off, or you've got to like set something up in that, because if this right here has this good of a plug and play experience, like a number 10, like a 10, the Thrustmaster T598 10, and this is a 10, they're easy to just set up, jump in. You might have to push 1 or 2 buttons, you know, like obviously a compatibility mode, but those are the kind of things that you don't even know how to look for, especially if you're like a first-time buyer and you're coming into sim racing. Now, I will say that Logitech, while it does take more setup, you know, like setting up the pedals and all of that stuff, I believe I believe that most of the stuff comes already set up for the Thrustmaster side of things. I don't remember having to like build those pedals. I don't remember having to build those. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. No, I think they came already in the box. They were already, yeah, they were already put together. They were already put together, the plate and everything. So when it comes to Logitech, yes, there are a few extra steps you got to do to mount your pedals to your wheel stand, because that's usually what I recommend for people that are new to sim racing. Just get yourself a wheel stand. I do recommend, you know, like the Next Level Racing wheel stand 2.0 or the wheel stand 2.0 Lite. And the reason why I recommend those is because Next Level Racing does sell an extension kit to where if you like, okay, I'm into this, I want the full-on cockpit experience, then you can upgrade both of those wheel stands to their respective cockpits. You know, you get the wheel and the seat with the back portion of it. You hook it together and boom, you're good to go. You've got your freaking cockpit. You're not wasting a whole bunch of money. But I've seen a lot of the wheel stands on freaking Amazon and stuff like that that have absolutely no way to do that. I think GT Omega does the same thing though. So you might be able to do something if you want them. But if you use Next Level Racing and you use the affiliate key in the description, the link in the description, you can save yourself 5%, and that actually helps the channel. Lets Next Level Racing know that you guys that you guys still love me and stuff. So with the Logitech G Pro on this wheel stand, this thing is incredible. Like, I can feel all the feedback. I'm feeling really good about this, the overall experience and just how it feels. So now I want to take you guys for a ride. All right, guys, we are going to be checking out Watkins Glen. Now I had to throw my headphones on so you guys can at least get the sound from the game, but not hearing like the sound in the background. So let's go ahead and get into this, and we're gonna have some fun. So I want you guys to be able to see the wheel more than that. See, it's got the little bar. Ooh, Sakaguna. Like, you could just feel the tires on the road. Oh, it's so beautiful. Those rumble steps feel so well, so good. The level of grip. Ooh, boy. Oh, buddy. Gotta love them freaking Forza bros. The level of freaking... I'm gonna be testing this out on a PlayStation soon too. Like, this just feels incredible. That level of rumble and everything just feels so amazing when you hit those freaking strips. way this track feels. I got taken out way far. Oh boy. The way this feels in a race is just incredible. Oh boy. The little Forzas, the Forza AI, man, these guys are wild, and they're on like extreme or whatever. They are some extreme. Like the driving on this feels fun. It feels intuitive. Like I can feel what's going on around me a lot more than most freaking wheels. Like the T598 is the other one that's like really close. I love that T598. The gear jolt on that thing is very good on this game. This here doesn't have a gear jolt that I found anyways. Guess maybe I should stop trying to cut in, keep running into these fellas. I'm a horrible driver. Like the way this feels is just so good. Man, I kind of went the wrong just ran that boy off too. this track just has a lot of really good corners and stuff to go ahead and pull this off. All right, let's finish strong. Strong as we can. Dang. That is what I'm talking about, guys. Like this right here, like this freaking wheelbase is so freaking fun, so good to use that I'll finish up and I'll do my review. Probably by the end of the weekend, I'll do a review. But my first impressions of the Logitech RS50 with the RS pedals and the Momo rim, yeah, this thing's awesome. I do want to touch on the actual wheel that comes with it, just in this, because it took a while for my Momo wheel to get here, but this is the standard wheel, 290 millimeters, I believe. It does have a nice, pretty thick grip to it and stuff. So if you absolutely had to use this to get by at first until you get something, it feels all right. But I need my wheels a little bit bigger. And then I also picked up the track wheel, the track racer one. This is pretty much the F1, or you know, like pretty much whatever you want. This one here is even a little bit smaller. I think they're both about the same size if you put them up side by side. So they're about 290 or whatever, 290 millimeters, and they both feel actually pretty good. The thickness of this actually makes it not bad. You know, if you get to a good spot, like they're both pretty decent. They're both pretty decent to be completely fair. So yeah, from what I'm saying, from what I'm seeing, from what I'm feeling with the Logitech RS50, my first impressions of this thing are pretty dang good, to be completely fair. When it comes to like being able to like plug and play, pretty good. I actually found it to be pretty decent. Overall information for it seems to be pretty easy to find, like I was telling you about, you know, with the Forza Motorsport, having to put it in G Pro compatibility. So it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty decent wheel for a beginner. And that's the thing. That's the thing with sim racing. Sim racing, and I've said this before, sim racing can be a money pit if you do it the wrong way. But if you do it the right way, you can have an amazing time. And me personally, I did it the wrong way. I went in with one foot and one toe in the water. You know, I started off on a T150, and then progressively, like I've spent thousands of dollars on sim racing equipment now up to this point. But the thing is you need to find the brand that's going to work good for you. Like if you're somebody that likes premium equipment, okay? And I'm just gonna say this, and just to be fair, like if you like that premium equipment and you've got the money and you want just something that looks really, really nice and gets the job done and has a big enough ecosystem to like if you're a multi discipline racer, like your rally, your F1, your GT3, you like to participate in all of that stuff. My suggestion for you would be Fanatec. Fanatec has an amazing ecosystem. They have everything. They have from beginner stuff all the way up to like really high quality products. So I love Fanatec, and they've got some really good gosh dang it, what's it called again? Next Black Friday deals coming out right now. Like they're pretty dang good. And then the next pick for me for you would be if you like multidiscipline and you want to just have the ability to like upgrade and buy other stuff would be Thrustmaster would be second. The RS the Logitech direct drive stuff is fairly new. They are starting to get mods and stuff like that, and to be completely fair, most people don't need a whole lot of extra stuff, but for me, I like having the ability to choose multiple different types of pedals. I like that ability. Both Thrustmaster and Fanatec have that. Logitech, they have what gets the job done. I mean, it is what it is. You get a load cell with these pedals that you can buy with your RS, or you can buy the Pro pedals or whatever that has the clutch already installed. So yeah, Logitech is probably like the runt of the litter when it comes to like at least being able to like clearly see stuff. I mean, obviously, you saw the round wheel, 290 mil, and then you saw the other one, and then obviously the Momo wheel that you have to buy separate if you want for rally or whatever. And that's fine. Like it's enough. It'll get the job done, and it will be more than sufficient for most people. This is like most people are going to be like, yeah, I just want to jump on that race. Cool. Logitech has got you covered. Logitech has you covered. When it comes to like the feeling of like the three ecosystems, like how they feel, right now the DD Pro, I'm not gonna lie, it does definitely feel outdated compared to something like the Logitech RS50 or even the Thrustmaster T598. Like it does, like it's older generation direct drive feeling, which is still good, which is still amazing. But there are ways around that too. If you want the DD Pro, just get the Next Level Racing haptic feedback, the HF8 Pro, and then you can bring that tactile haptic to like your whole body. Like you can feel everything. Like you can feel the weight transfer, you can feel the rumble, you can feel the brakes, you can feel the gear shift. You can literally put everything on your Fanatec no matter what. So it's not like I'm flying blind. I'm not missing any of those features that these wheels provide right in the base. It is an extra cost though, but it's an incredible extra cost. I love that freaking haptic feedback pad. I absolutely love it. That's why it's on the Fanatec setup, because I don't have to miss out on anything. It's all right there. I get, support for my rally games. I get support for a settle cord, everything. It's all there, and there's ways to upgrade it and fix it and to put more stuff on there. So yes, a haptic feedback pad is going to absolutely intensify the experience that you get. And trust me, Froggy likes that extra haptic feedback stuff. I love it. I think it is absolutely incredible to get the extra, like the rumble strip feel and the tactile feeling that you get on your tires, and it just feels incredible. Like it's one of the things that make sim racing so fun, and it's affordable. This is the affordable line for us gamers that just want to come and have fun. We're not really into that whole super sweaty, whatever. Like we just want to come home from work and play and have fun. So that's my first impressions on the RS50. Now I know I'm talking about a couple of other wheels, obviously Fanatec and Thrustmaster, but I'm at the point now after this that I could be like, look, man, I can easily, without hesitation, recommend either of these three brands as like, look, these are going to get you up and running fast. You're going to have a good time. And they have so much scalability that once you do get to a point where you feel comfortable playing with settings and stuff, like you don't have to stay at default, guys. I test default as a way to get you in the door and get you racing and have it feel good enough to where it's like, whoa, this is mind blowing, because it is. But there's so much more you can do with these to make them even better than what you're experiencing now. Maybe you don't like super hard freaking gear jolt, turn it down. Maybe you don't like to feel the rumble strips as much as they are. Maybe that feels unreal to you. Maybe, you know what I mean? There's so many different things that you can change and customize and alter in these wheelbases, that once you get to a point where you feel comfortable doing that and you're okay, like you're like, okay, I recommend these at default for beginners, so that you can get in there and actually just start learning how to use your wheel, how to use your pedals, how to position yourself on track, how to get the most out of your experience so you don't get frustrated right off the bat and quit. Because a lot of people do that. They'll buy they'll buy the new flashy ones that everybody's covering right now, and what they don't tell you is that, look, man, a lot of those are actually going to require you to do some setting up, and it's frustrating, and it can get frustrating. That's why I've chosen to stick with Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and Logitech. These are the brands that are supported day one most of the time by all of the major sim racing studios out there. These wheels get good support. They're actually taken into consideration. The developers already know how to work with the code base and all of that stuff, so they get them up running pretty quickly. And they're pretty good tuned right out of the box for most games. Like, they really are. So that's why I stay with these three. I did test some other different brands, and I came away like, no, these are horrible freaking for out of the box racing. Like, they're not that great. You're going to be playing with stuff and spending a lot of time on YouTube looking for settings when you can just plug and play these and get a good experience. So, all right, guys, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.